First of all, let me play a cut on Hunter Biden and his Chinese firm. You know, he said he was going to divest himself of all of that. Here's Psaki just this week.
Today.
As we enter into this, though, the president has said during the campaign that none of his family will have any business relationship with anyone that relates to a foreign corporation or a foreign country. Wouldn't it be assuring to the American people as we head into this if they just let the American people know if Hunter has divulged himself of that?
Again, I conveyed to you, and then I think I'm going to have to move on, that you should talk to his representatives. And there's no reason to yell. I'm certainly not yelling. You should talk to his representatives. That remains his policy. He's been working to wind that down. Beyond that, I think would talk to his representatives.
How long does it take, Peter, to wind your business dealings in China down? This was promised during the election, so it's been at least a year.
Yeah, no, that's a great point, Glenn. And this is the inherent problem, that we all know why Hunter Biden got his deals in Ukraine. We know why he got them in China. It's because his last name is Biden and because his father was vice president of the United States and is now president of the United States. And yet the White House wants to pretend that Hunter Biden's business dealings are this separate, sort of detached matter that Hunter is sort of a private businessman engaged in. It's ridiculous. No, look, there are a couple of things here, Glenn. First of all, this deal, this equity stake that he has in this private equity firm, stinks to high heaven. We're going to have more on this in the months ahead. There's plenty about it in the Hunter Biden emails in which we are going through. But most people that have looked at this, business school professors at the University of Chicago say that Hunter's stake in this business is at a minimum $20 million. So that's the first thing to say. But the second part, Glenn, and this is equally important, is this is not, as far as I believe, based on the evidence we're finding, this is not the only current existing deal that Hunter Biden has with China. There are others. For the life of me, the fact that the media is not really pursuing this story is shocking. I mean, you and I can both go back to 2017 when the whole sort of Russia collusion thing was starting with the Trumps. My attitude was, and I think yours was as well, well, hey, they ought to look into it. Let's see if there's something to it. And quickly, it came back that there wasn't much to it. But the media was so aggressive about the fact that, Donald Trump wanted at some point to try to build a hotel in Moscow. So that was sort of this thing that he was aspiring to do at some point. In this particular case, we actually have the Biden family receiving money. It's not some speculative hotel deal they hope to do in the years ahead. We actually have the first family receiving money from a foreign government corporation. And the media has absolutely no interest in pursuing this story. And the Hunter Biden emails are absolutely 100% accurate to everything that I've seen. We've compared them to existing data that we know. We have this email set of Bevan Cooney's. He was one of Hunter's business partners. He gave us access to his Gmail account. We go through that account. You look at Hunter Biden in the laptop emails, you match them up with the actual Gmail account that we have access to. They match up 100%. Any correspondence they had is 100% accurate. You match up the laptop emails with the Secret Service travel logs. The Secret Service released the travel logs of when and where they traveled with Hunter Biden. You compare those Secret Service travel logs with the Hunter Biden laptop when it says, Hunter's going to Dubai next week, or he came back from Beijing last week. They match up 100%. And you have this Politico reporter that came out that wrote a book on the Bidens saying that he has looked into the emails and he finds them accurate too. This is a gold mine of information. There's 30,000 of them. You have to go through them very systematically. You can't just do word searches. We're doing that. But the fact that the New York Times or the Washington Post, nobody is doing this is stunning. and speaks to the fact that the media is basically running interference and protection for the Biden family. And if we reach the point that the American Republic does not have a media that is prepared to hold people in account for their corruption, we have slipped a lot further than I thought we had. And that, to me, is one of the most disconcerting parts about all of this.
Well, their excuse is that Hunter Biden is, he's a drug-addled, sex maniac that's wildly irresponsible and a real deadbeat. But that has nothing to do with his dad. But first of all, why would the Chinese government, why would the government of China say, I want to park millions of dollars with Hunter Biden, who is a drug addict, irresponsible, womanizing nobody that doesn't have any experience in these things? They're just that. You don't need corroborating evidence on it's connected to his dad, even though you have it. You have just that. No one in their right mind would do that.
Right. No, that's exactly right. And the defense that Hunter Biden's lawyer gave when this all broke was that Hunter had no involvement in actually running the company. So then that begs the question, why is the Chinese government giving a $20 million stake to the son of the vice president? And we're going to have more on this as we go through the emails. There's some very interesting trails. But to the other point, this involves his father, not just because the Chinese were doing this deal, Glenn, because of who his father is. One of the things that the emails confirms is that Hunter Biden and Joe Biden have intermingled finances. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there's lots of emails where during the time that Joe Biden is vice president of the United States, he's receiving money from overseas, he's actually paying his father's bills. He's paying things like a $300 a month phone bill. He's paying, tens of thousands of dollars for renovations on Joe Biden's home back in Delaware. There's a whole myriad of things. There's this sort of strange financial exchange involving a Ford Raptor truck. The point is, Joe Biden is a direct beneficiary of these financial deals that Hunter Biden is receiving. And that's important on a couple of levels. Number one, it means that Joe Biden benefits from his son's corrupt activities. Number two, this is by any definition illegal. Now, Glenn, you and I have talked a lot of times over the years. I don't use the word illegal very often. I only do it when it's clear cut. But here's the bottom line. The laws are quite clear. If you're president, vice president of the United States, you're an executive officer, your family member can buy you gifts. They can buy you a raincoat for Christmas. They can buy you a puppy for your birthday. They cannot be subsidizing your lifestyle and paying your bills, especially with their business. And this was not Hunter Biden personally paying his dad's bills. It was Rosemont Seneca Partners paying it.
Wow.
And that is flat out illegal.
Wow. And you have the smoking gun. You have all the evidence you need.
Yeah. In fact, there are emails where Joe Biden's representative is telling them, Joe will start paying his bills now. This is after he leaves the vice presidency and he starts getting speaking fees and book deals and things like this. So, it's clear cut. It's in black and white. And nobody in the media seems to pick up on it. And
Peter, maybe that's why they want, track of everybody's bank account that is moving $600 or more, because then they would have all the evidence they needed. The IRS is, because I'm sure he's claiming this all on taxes and paying his fair share.